Welcome to Japan and More, where we answer your questions about traveling Japan. Today's question is, what is the basic etiquette for riding the bullet train in Japan? Recently, there's been some reports of foreign visitors not respecting local customs when riding the bullet trains. Today, you'll learn everything that you need to know about riding the Shinkansen bullet train in Japan. We're going to talk about queuing, boarding, luggage, noise, reclining, garbage, and disembarking.
Let's start with queuing. It's best to line up in a single file line. Don't clump in circles or group together. It's better if you line up one behind the other. Follow the platform lines. There's lines on the platform that indicate where you should line up. It just makes it easier for others to know where to stand to get in line to get on the train, and it also helps the flow of traffic getting onto the train, so there's not people coming in from different angles. Also, it's not polite to hold your spot. If you get out of line to go to the store or to a machine to buy something and you come back and other people have lined up, it's considered rude to just pop back in line. You should go to the back of the line.
And it doesn't really matter if you go back to the end of the line because everyone's going to get on the train, so it doesn't really matter if you're in the front or the back. Next, let's talk about boarding. Now, you have to keep in mind that the Shinkansen bullet train only stops for about a minute at most stations. And in that minute, everyone has to get off the train, and then everyone has to get on the train. So this all needs to happen really fast. So you need to be ready to board before the train arrives. Like Sean said, it's good if you're standing in line. That way it makes the boarding process a lot smoother. When you are ready to get on the train, you should board quickly. Go directly to your seat and get out of the aisle so that other people are able to pass through. Once the aisle has cleared, then you can start to get sorted, put up your luggage, things like that.
If you're traveling with a lot of luggage, it's best to allow others to board the train before you board. That way, when you board the train, you're not blocking everyone's way to get to their seats. Like Becky said, it's best to move out of the aisle and let people go by, and if you have too much luggage, that's often a little bit more difficult. The Shinkansen is not a plane, so it is okay to stand up as it starts to move, so you can still be standing while putting your luggage up while the train starts moving. You're going to want to put your luggage in the overhead compartments above your seat. Don't block the aisles, don't leave a suitcase in the aisles, that's not allowed and it's a hazard. There is the space behind the seats on the last row, but these aren't free to use for anyone. You have to reserve those seats in the very back in order to use that space. If you go to the JR office, you can get your tickets and you can ask them for the last row. Or if you have a rail pass online or if you buy your tickets online, you can book those seats. Be aware that these tickets and these seats book up very fast, so you need to do it in advance.
There is some misinformation about putting your luggage behind the last row of seats. In the past, before COVID, anyone could put their luggage back there. And I think that this is still the information that's on a lot of websites that people read, but that is not the case anymore. You must have a reservation for the last two seats in order to put your luggage back there. Next, let's talk about noise. Japan is a pretty quiet place for the most part. When you're riding public transportation or inside a lot of indoor spaces, you need to refrain from speaking too loudly. For Americans, I think that's probably about half of our regular speaking voice. So just remember to try to speak softer than you normally would in the US. And phones are kind of a major annoyance in Japan as well. You should not have your ringer on or the phone make any noise at all. A lot of phones have a silent mode, so be sure to switch your phone on the silent mode so that it doesn't make any noise if it should ring or even the clicking sound. Also, phone calls, you should not take them in your seat on the bullet train. You can take phone calls, but you need to take them to the middle section in between the train cars.
The train is actually seen as a time to relax and to kind of distance yourself between work and home. So noises affect people's ability to relax, sleep, meditate, whatever it is that they may want to do on the train. If you do take a phone call and you take it to the middle section of the Shinkansen, speakerphone is not commonly used in Japan and is seen as a bit of a faux pas. If you're watching any kind of video, you're listening to any kind of music, have headphones in.
Yeah, definitely bring your headphones to Japan.
Let's talk about reclining your seat. It's customary to be considerate to the people seated behind you. So usually when I recline my seat, and you'll see other people do this on the train, you just kind of turn around to the person behind you and you just kind of acknowledge that you're about to recline your seat. It's okay to recline your seat. It's not that it's a bad thing, but it's usually not customary to recline the seat entirely. You'd be surprised how much the Shinkansen seat reclines. If there's nobody seated behind you, then that's okay. But if someone gets on the train and you see them struggling to get their luggage up, it's polite to bring your seat back up because it kind of interferes with their space as they're trying to get situated on the train. No shoes on the seats. Shoes are considered dirty in Japan, and this is a big thing in Japan between clean and dirty. So no shoes on the seat, no shoes on the footrest. There's two sides to the footrest if you have a footrest. If the side has seat upholstery that looks like the seat that you're sitting in, then that's for socks only. And if there's a side that matches the carpet, then that is the side for shoes.
Next, let's talk about garbage. Basically, you need to throw away all of your garbage or take it with you. Near the exits in between the cars, there are some garbage cans, so you can throw away your garbage on the train. If you forget to throw it away on the train, there's even garbage cans on the platforms. So once you get off the train, you can still have a chance to throw away your garbage. Just be sure not to leave anything in the seat, in or on the seat, in the seat pocket in front of you, or on the rack above the seats. There isn't really anyone coming around to clean in between the stations. So you are expected to make sure that your seat looks exactly the way it did when you first got on the train.
Right. So it's important to remember that you're not on an airplane. So when you get off at a stop, then someone else is going to embark the train and possibly sit in your seat. You want to leave that seat the way it was when you got on the train.
Yeah, and it is kind of annoying when you get on the train and you go to your seat and you see someone left their garbage there.
Yeah, I don't want someone else's garbage. I mean, that's just rude. And this leads into disembarking the train. When you get to your stop and you're about to get off the train, when you get out of your seat, like Becky said, it's important to take your garbage with you so you don't leave any garbage. And also, if you had reclined your seat, it's important to bring it back up to its original position. Make sure you have your phone and everything that you took out of your bag and put in the front pockets or in your seat. Get everything together and then go stand in line and wait for the train to arrive at its destination. It's important to line up before the train reaches the final destination and stops because you're going to be getting off the train within that 1 minute, 1 minute and a half duration, and other people have to get on. The train doesn't stop for very long, so if you wait till the train stops and then you get out of your seat, you may not be able to get off the train because there's going to be a line of people embarking the train. So it's important to get your stuff together and get lined up and ready to get off the train before it stops.
Right, because once everybody gets off the train, then everybody on the platform is going to start getting on the train.
And if there's a gap,
right.
If there's a gap, they'll start getting on, and you weren't lined up, so you won't be able to get off.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell us your questions about traveling Japan in the comments section below. We might answer it in the next episode.
And for more information about traveling Japan, check us out at japanamore.com. Thanks for watching.